Welcome back to Workers and Resources. Today we are trying to fix the economy. An easy task, if the game doesn't throw anything ridiculously weird at you. But the game decided to do just that. So we will have to find a way to deal with the exorbitant coal price and the resulting exorbitant steel price of 2.7 thousand rubles for steel imports. We're trying to expand our workforce in Viral, which is dealing with the coal production. And after that we will have at least one additional building on the coal production line. And hopefully we can run a little bit more coal ore through the system. Meaning that we may run our export train consistently and hopefully drive down the price of coal and similarly steel as well. Should that happen, if that happens, we can then start building Zlopolatsk. Right now that is not really possible, because the steel price is just too much. And I don't want to take out more loans because we are on the halfway point where bankruptcy is just so close and we could run into severe problems. Hello Robert Duck GmbH, thank you very much for the raid, much appreciated. How was your day? What did you play? Hope you're having a good start to your weekend. Also played some Workers and Resources. Sounds good. Hope it was going well and there weren't too many problems. But I guess problems are what spices things up in the game. Alright, sure. I'll try to remember that. No problem. So how did it go? Everything going well? Had a good time? Anything funny happening? Looks like we're slowly saving up some US currency, thanks to the resource deliveries we are making to Svidava. Storing plenty of food and alcohol and some clothing here. 400 out of 1,300 citizens died of pollution through waste. Yep. There's no warning for that, at least not yet. Waste is very dangerous if mishandled. Especially when everyone dies and then the waste trucks catch up, there's also no evidence for what happened. Like, everyone dies, but then the waste trucks come over and pick everything up and nothing new gets generated and everything looks squeaky clean. It's dangerous. That's also a very high death rate. Was it all in one town, or was it multiple settlements? If it's all one town, it's probably recoverable, even with natural population growth, but if it's spread out, that is dangerous. Let's take out another loan while we can. Repay that one. For some reason the distribution office or the technical service lost the Waste storage. Okay. Well, maybe there was a misclick. It's easy to click at a building and accidentally click like the whatever is assigned, but is it a distribution? No, it should have been a technical service, right? Maybe copy paste it over it. Maybe click that button. We have to look at the stream and see what happened. It's recorded. We can find out, we have the technology. I'll try and go and look. I'll go over there right now. I'll stop the stream and watch. No. Not right now. So, plans for recovery? Or shouldn't be a game ender, right? Should still be manageable. Oh god. Shouldn't take out that huge of a loan. I'm putting myself in a dead spiral. Well, on our side, I've been awake for 30 something hours. I just came back from 9 hours of work. So I figured might as well get another workers and resources stream in. Especially now when everything is dangerously close to bankruptcy. No, it's all okay now. I invited some dummies from the west and educate them. All will be good. Yeah, sounds okay. Those dummies will help fill in the void. And then once they get educated and patched up, they will surely deal with everything. Okay, I think 35% loyalty requirement seems to be a little bit too high now. We'll put it back down to 30. I think I have too many university students. I do have population drop. But I think it's because they are getting a university education and then leaving. Thank you for sticking around. Have a good day. Alright. We're building 2 residential structures here to try to get a little bit more population for rural. But now that they are also getting car owners over here in the near future, has me a little bit concerned. Hello Sancho. Thank you for showing up. Enjoy your stay. We're still trying to get more workers to the power plant. Electricity is very expensive. I probably need that parking lot and a huge amount of vehicles to make sure that they do drive over there. Or I might just need more population in general, so we can fill all of the workplaces here. That the staff is occupied by regularly educated workers, and then the university educated folk would take a vehicle and drive somewhere where they're needed. Alternatively, I give parked vehicles to any education level and hope that it balances itself to someone who doesn't have a university education and is fine working in the power plant. But sometimes people drive over there with a university education, so it should be fine. It just doesn't happen often enough. Well, we're going to spend a lot of money building 2 houses. Steel is going to be really costly. I am pretty worried about everything right now. This could end pretty quickly if this keeps escalating. Having a steel mill would have been the right choice, but it did not escalate that quickly until we made a decision, and then suddenly the moment I said I'm not gonna get a steel mill, the game was probably like detecting that in my microphone and saying, oh, you're not gonna get a steel mill, are you? Well, here we go. We're hauling over coal to Svitava, so that they may heat their heating plant with our own coal instead of imported, which should also save a bit of money. 60,000 or something it was per year. 67,000 last year in saved money. Fuel is 56. Would be better importing fuel from the it would be better importing fuel from the eastern border and driving it all the way here. But to do that I would need a storage tank, and to get a storage tank I would need oil. I don't have that. The coal production should be running quite well. I might be able to balance things a little bit more in favor of people going into the mine. But I also don't want to cause any problems in this area. So a little bit of hesitation. Trying to be overly critical with how we balance things. So we'll just try to set up these 2 residential buildings and see if they can manage things themselves. I would like to have a road here. Oh, a footpath. Oh, I guess I can. Can't hook up to the last section. Maybe we can trick it a little bit. We have a footpath like this. Then we hook this up. Then we kinda have a footpath here to the residential buildings. And since it's only gravel footpath, they can construct that right away. There will be no problem. So yeah, all we are trying to do right now is trying to hang on, repay some of the loans, and try and boost the areas where we could earn some money. With food, alcohol and clothing, we will have to wait until we actually fill the storage in Svitava, so we don't have to import over there. And I am overfilling it by a lot. I'm trying to fill it up to 90%, which is probably overkill. So let's lower that to 50% and move the rest to... let the rest be exported. We won't export food because that could use a lot of crops, but alcohol and clothing definitely an okay go-to material to export right now, because clothing we're importing the fabric anyway, and then most of the crops just go through alcohol and we don't produce that much, so it's not going to use up all of our crops too quickly. And we used another 100,000 rubles. Just like that. We're also using our own bricks. Handmade in the brick factory. export deliveries. Still waiting on those. I mean, I did send the construction office to build structures on the western border, which was probably a ridiculous choice. But I figured, since we can't buy any resources on the eastern border, might as well have them construct things here. And I'll probably do the same for these structures later on. Because we don't really have the resources to do anything here anyway. Not even have enough resources to set up some resource storages. I need to get some vehicles up here and start trading more and more. It's not very profitable, it's like 30,000 rubles per delivery. And it takes a long time. We do need to set up the road. But it is a start. Well, we'll wait for the residential structures. If we still have enough cash, we can think about setting the concrete and asphalt plant up with resources from the eastern border. In the meantime, we'll try and push as much coal out as possible. Out of the coal mine, out of our republic for export. I'll just have to wait for the construction office to get its vehicles back. Also, we should speed up the game. Can't believe we lost that much money on slow speed. This is not going to end well. I've already said it. But things are quite concerning. Money is shifting back and forth and rapidly, like sometimes we're earning a lot, sometimes we're losing a lot. It's very scary. Take a look. Okay, that one is set correctly. Like even a heat exchanger will cost something ridiculous like 35,000 rubles just for a heat exchanger. Come on, someone go into the power plant. I could set up a single building here in walking distance, so we don't have to use the parking lots, I guess. And then the parking lots could be used for them to travel into town, so I could set up a structure here. The only downside will be that we don't have heating. So that is the problem. Heating here, and this is the furthest we can go. So I would have to set up another heating pipe with another small heat pumping station just for residential structure here. In that case I could set up a dedicated heating plant over here. The other option would be to... I have an idea. It might not work. I will restrict the personal vehicle traffic out of this area so that they can only drive towards the power plant. So now the vehicles, if I also cut out this road, will only be able to access the power plant. Maybe a bad idea. That's only one thing I can think about right now. Come on, stop driving here. Okay. No more question. Okay, one more question mark. You know what? You live here now. Enjoy. So now, if anyone wants to use their car, the only option is driving to the power plant. And we do have a lot of vehicle users, so this should work. But maybe they don't really like working in this facility at all, and they will just not drive vehicles. I did set up this power plant to use it, to make money, because electricity is also expensive. Alright, more vehicles. And another one. Maybe the other one was the secret police. Down to 250,000 rubles. Yeah, looks like university educated people don't really want to drive here. We're up to 2 people now. And a third one. Okay, maybe. Slowly, maybe they're getting used to it. Maybe we can turn off imports. Turn it into exports. Let's try. It's going to use the power plant a lot. We can go up to, well, 10 megawatts. We're using about 2.5 ourselves, so we can't go too high. No electricity. I know. Stop it. Send workers here. They don't want to. They just don't care. They don't want to work in the power plant. It would make us so much money if they did. Another idea. Can the prisoners work in the power plant? Yes. Go here. Go on. Prison buses are not public transportation. Go on and run our critical infrastructure for us. We need more prisoners. Apparently, I will have to set up critical infrastructure with prisoners this game then. Oh my god. Really? This is not going to end well. We're going to try and run our critical infrastructure that way consistently. But hey. Right now it works. What more do I want? do have a second prison. I can probably relocate all prisoners over here. More prisoners in this prison. Crank those numbers up. Yes. Yes! Oh, and now that there's prisoners, there's also cars arriving here for some reason. What is this weirdness? I need more prisoners to be longer in prison. I also need to make sure they don't escape, so please send some workers here to make sure that they don't. Keep this fully staffed at all times. This is taking care of our electricity. And don't let them run away. We'll institute some harsher sentences, so we have a few more prisoners for now. Why didn't I think of that earlier? Okay, we don't have fuel, apparently, after I took down this road connection. Yeah, because of the no personal vehicles road signs. Also, we're having a disco. So that won't work. Fight it. Fight the bankruptcy. We need to stay alive. We can do another coal export right now. We have more than 600 tons in there, so let's do that. That will give us a nice bit of income. Well, if we export that in the next 4 days, we're going to be profitable for that month. Our worker supply is not stable. I might have to shut down the other prisoner, so they all go in the other one. I hope they don't balance in here, if there's no waters. I'll make sure that everyone goes here, so we have all of them to be picked up as a workforce. To make sure that they do that. And if they don't, then... okay, they don't. Never mind. They still send prisoners here. That sucks. More workers. Excellent. They're on the wrong prison though. Does that mean I have to carry them from here to the power plant too? That seems excessively long as a travel distance. But they could go into the heating plant. But I don't want to balance my power plant and my heating plant based on my prisoners. That won't work. Setting up my republic on crime-based essential infrastructure sounds like a bad idea. Get all the steel we need for that building. Just some more. Sorry, no, we still need steel for the roof, but for the current phase only bricks and boards, which we are manufacturing ourselves, and same for the other building. And they're not too far away, so shouldn't take too long. If we increase our production of coal by double the amount, which I think we can, I think we're running like 8 workers here most of the time. We have like 80 miners. Then we can probably run the coal export consistently. And either we're going to earn a lot of money with coal, or the steel price is going to go down. It's going to be a combination of both, I think. And now we open up the roads and no more personal vehicles. So if we want to do that again, we would have to provide a gas station in the area. Well, at least the worker supply with prisoners is working somewhat well. I do think it would work much more reliably if we had a bus end station. I have to go around and grab the prisoners every now and then and relocate them in here. Or tear down the other prison, which I don't really want to do. No electricity for a bit, no problem. Well, I say that. If that happens during winter, we're gonna have a big problem. Building construction is so slow. Why do the resource deliveries take that long? It's literally from here to these two buildings. Or do you have a lot of other things to do? There's machine replacement. I do need my new construction office as well. And then it's just the 2 flats. There's nothing else. Resource deliveries and workers should be arriving here in droves. Nice and quick. Not just one worker. Some more would be nice. Still dropping population ever so slightly. I will probably get migrants from third world countries here. Okay, the power supply is completely unstable. I haven't set this up with a priority switch, so it's somewhat unstable, unfortunately. And the workforce arriving here is also not consistent. It's nice that we can run some power production, but I probably won't be able to export through winter. We should be able to leave it running the way it is set up, and then the production will kick in and stop the import. But yeah, I don't think moving towards export right now is going to work for us. We'll need a consistent supply of vehicles, an exorbitant amount of vehicles everywhere, and people willing to want to work in the power plant and the heating plant. And for that we would need a vehicle production line. It's like a conundrum. We can't have either right now. And we're out of electricity. So we'll switch off from export back to import. We could alternatively hook up the other power line to another customs house and use that for export. So we'll drag a line to another customs house, set that to export, hook up this wire, and then we would always be able to export excess electricity. And now we're out of money. Which we can't have because of the penalty repayments. Too costly. That's too much money. Things are really expensive. Alright, we're getting our next residential structure. We will fill that up with some workers. No, hopefully we'll get another another set of workers in the coal mine. Okay. Can't get migrants from third world countries without US currency. They only cost 6,000. We'll fill that building up and tell them to work on the bus stop. See if we can make that a thing. We'll have one more extra building coming online soon. I won't get the workers for that just yet. We'll see how many workers we get with 2 buildings going to the bus stop. Fire already extinguished, no problem. Okay, we almost have the number of workers that I wanted. We will have one extra building to supply anything that we need in the area. We might have to open up the shopping center a little bit more to let more workers in here so we don't run into any crises. And we're slightly outproducing the coal ore processing plant. But sometimes there are situations where the amount of workers in the coal mine seems to drop down with how they arrive via footpath. Takes a little bit. Same for the coal ore processing plant. Now how much production will we have here? I don't think we can run the train full time, can we? If I let you run full time, will this fill back up fast enough? Right now it doesn't look like it. You're done with the coal deliveries? Get it halfway filled when the train gets back. So I guess we could either take out half of the train cars or just tell it to load like 50%. Can we survive this? I have absolutely no idea. Everything pretty much fell apart. There are a few things we could do that I don't want to. We might have to bring in some assistant vehicles to do the whole transport route on this side. Also, this will slow down during winter quite a lot. Not sure what the actual road here is. Seems like a little bit of a cluster. Yeah. I remember how it came to be. I tried to make a nice like triangle, but then it looked pretty weird. If I make it smaller, it might look better. We'll send this route back to the depot and get started on the road upgrades, I think. Nope. Hold off. We will build the concrete and asphalt plants first. And then we can do the construction of the bridge here. Yeah, you can do that locally, I think. We have a little bit of spare money. Knock yourself out. $60,000 per export. That's pretty good. As long as we can make sure that vehicles always, or most of the time, have an option to pick up coal. Why do we have so few workers in the coal mine now? Why are you not able to get food and meat? Passengers. You can't go to the shopping center directly. After that there will be. So let's get these footpaths set up. In the meantime they can walk here and then realize that they can go to the shopping center instead. But yeah, we'll give them a direct footpath. Already lost like 30 workers. Train diesel station? Something broken here? Are you too long? You might be too long. Like it tries to check to go in and then tries to check to back out, and this is not long enough here to the switch. So we will have to take out half of the train cars to make that short enough. But then the train should be able to run export full time without me having to micromanage anything. And also be able to refuel. Okay, so now the train will be able to refuel and get back, now that it's short enough. So we can't have very long trains here, but that's no problem. That's fine. I could think about selling some of the train cars, but I don't think I can load them at the depot. So yeah, that will just be stuck there, I guess. Why did we lose so much money? Was it really just construction? All of the construction is like costing us a lot. Whenever we do maintenance, it's like, oh, you're trying to buy steel for maintenance, you have to pay a lot. Feels very painful right now. I think these large amounts of coal export will drive down the price of steel eventually. We almost had like 3,000 rubles and it was down to 2.7. Now it's down to 2.5. So it is coming down very slowly. And I think the coal price is probably following suit. Yeah, coal price is now taking a dive. Okay, so we should be able to recover over time. We will still set up the western border for trade route. Because having that many loans set up, we might be able to recover the prices a bit, but not sure if we're going to run all the way to profitability by repaying all of the loans. The western border looks pretty good though. Like not last month was too much. This month we had 3 days and it's already 5,000 US dollars. And soon we'll have our own asphalt and concrete here, so we can set up the bridge infrastructure without problem. They will have to get the bitumen and the cement from the western border, I think. I'll move one cistern truck out of here. I'll get a cement mixer. $50,000. Of course, why not? And then the oil tanker was also supposed to be a large one. We'll have to get rid of both of these. Probably send them to the scrapyard. They're not very old yet. I'll keep them as replacement vehicles. But I will also get a large fluid tanker. Like that one. In fact, you were like meant to do just distribution, like selling fuel. I don't think that makes any sense. Does it? Does it make sense for us? Fuel fuel from the eastern border makes the most sense, because we can buy it relatively cheap compared to other resources from the eastern border. So we should not import food from the western border at all. We'll have to import fuel a different way. We'll go over here. You'll relocate yourself in here. Could do a few more board exports. Or I guess board deliveries to our construction warehouses. So cement needs to also be picked up, as well as bitumen. And now we wait for the facilities to come up. Mainly the storage for gravel, because we will have to move all of the gravel in from the eastern border, which is kind of ridiculous. Spending the fuel for that long of a travel distance. Probably not worth it to haul gravel, but it is what we are going to do. We're still above the halfway point in case of loans. Gotta be really careful. I think we can repay this one to drive down our monthly repayments. Even though it was the loan with the best interest rate. And then we're at 5.6 million left, which is at the halfway point again. Let's see if that'll last. Okay, so there shouldn't be anyone wanting to buy food at the bus platform. They can reach the doctor with a direct footpath, they can reach the shopping center. So I don't think we need passengers here anymore. It's all going to be people trying to get to church or get electronics. And yeah, we know that. We can't fulfill that. So what's the point? Worker count in the coal mine is fluctuating between 50 and 80 workers. Am I seeing that right? I mean, the long footpath is not ideal, but I would have assumed that we had more workers in here. More reliably. Apparently it's incorrect. Good enough, I guess. As long as we can continue exporting most of the time, we'll be alright. think if I could, I would probably set up a cableway station for that. And we probably have to set up a cableway station for the power plant and the heating plant. Well, right now we are waiting on our loans to be repaid. It looks like any small construction will take a lot of resources and money to be built, so we are profitable each month, but only if we don't do anything, which is unfortunate. So building Slopolats was out of the question. If building 2 buildings puts us on the brink of bankruptcy, imagine what this this construction task would take. No, we're going to set up the western border with its asphalt and concrete plant, and then we'll try and run that and build the bridge up, the second bridge. Then we can run a better trading route between west and east and stabilize the whole economy by trading back and forth. Our economy seems stable if we don't do that, but there is still some profit to be made with the difference in resource prices. As long as the ruble starts drifting apart significantly, we can make a lot of money off of that. One more delivery of concrete. We do have workers here. We do have a small bus in the construction office. We will replace that one with a large one, I think. Yeah, I think so. And move that microbus into storage instead. Our gravel storage is ready for construction, meaning that we only need to start sending deliveries and we'd be ready with all of the resources in the area. Because we already set up a distribution office that should not burn down. It's not this one, but can we get more firefighters maybe? I probably have to tell you explicitly to send more firefighters there. Why is there only one firefighter in here? Are we really going to do that? Just letting that burn down? Make sure the fire station is staffed, please, before you send anyone to the bus stop. We'll also need the water pipe with the water pump and everything. But after we have that hooked up and we have the resources delivered, the area should work. Granted, we still need the parking lots here, but those are not the problem. One large parking lot should be enough. And hopefully we have enough people wanting to drive there, since it's an industry like a power plant. I would assume that the university educated people do not want to drive there. But the workers from Carsachstan might want to, because they don't have any work locally, so they might choose to drive here instead. Also, they won't necessarily have a university education. Storage has been set up. Did I not... electricity? I did not hook up the wire yet. Well, thankfully that doesn't matter for resource deliveries. Okay. Start bringing gravel here. With the same distribution office that takes care of our coal deliveries to the heating plant. To all heating plants. Which could be a mistake. Hello, low runner. Welcome. Let's hope it isn't. And we might have to assist with the construction of the rest of this, because steel is still reasonably expensive. So maybe we have to carry over some from the eastern border. Yeah, we've climbed back up to 2.7 thousand. Can't keep up with that coal demand. I need more workers in the mine. 2 workers without a job. How? Anyone can find a job in the coal mine. I guess I will also have to give them an indoor pool. Coal is so expensive that they earned it. They deserved it. I always believed in them, and now that they finally earned it, I'll give them an indoor pool. And make them happy during winter. Yeah, all of our trucks have left. That could be a... I shouldn't have done that. I should not have done that. I do have a dedicated distribution office to do that. What am I thinking? You are supposed to do that. And you've been assigned to coal, but not to gravel yet, but we can do that easily enough. And yes, you will handle the gravel delivery. Not our coal distribution office. That is madness. That will just cause a heating plant to run out of coal for no reason. I might call the trucks back. It's too risky. Especially for Karabadak. Coal consumption is quite high. Come back. Stop with the gravel deliveries. That was a mistake. I don't like seeing that. I do not mind seeing such a high green number, I have to say. But yes, we do have to pay it back. We do have to pay back a lot of loans, and 100,000 rubles per month is the monthly repayment going rate for us. Too scared to think about setting up another settlement, but I do need more research, and I'm also not sure about what to research. I really want the loyalty one, but I don't think, like the one where you can set the loyalty requirement for vehicles, but I don't think we can do that right now. I think I have to go for a steel mill, but for a steel mill I will need vehicle distribution. Good. Those buildings are also in range. That means they will get the loyalty buff from the monument. And yeah, hopefully we can reduce the amount of negative effects from not being able to do sport during winter, like giving them an appropriate building. Should I move the other dump trucks in here as well? Where did they even go? I thought I moved them over to this storage. I should have a bunch of additional dump trucks left over from the time we had a really long coal export route with trucks. I think it will make sense to have 8 dump trucks and 4 covered hull trucks for the long travel distance. But I don't know where I left the other ones. Three will be in the distribution office and the rest is in that distribution office, I guess. Okay, sure. No gravel here yet. We also don't have the conveyor. Okay, we're going to get the resources by ruble. If it lets us. This construction is already complete. What are you? Oh, okay, reconstruct. It was set to reconstruction. That makes a little bit of sense. It has stabilized somewhat, but yeah, we will be building this island of asphalt, concrete plant and gravel storage. We'll supply a parking lot here so that workers can drive here and park their cars and walk into the resource production sites. And after all of that, should be able to set up this road infrastructure. It's been sitting here ever since we started building on the western border, and we never finished it. We always focused on Carsachstan Bridge. It was the prestige project, and it was necessary to connect our settlements long distance. But we should now also connect our customs houses short distance and see what we can do. Okay, I think the coal train is doing good for us. It will have to be repaired at some point, but that's going to be a little ways off. There wasn't really any wear and tear yet, which is good. And before that happens, we can build up a small repair station here to just deal with the train repairs. Or train repair, singular. All of the construction vehicles are heading to the western border, so we won't be seeing those bricks at the indoor swimming pool for a while. Did we get our first gravel delivery now? Still nothing. Still on their way. It's so pointless doing gravel deliveries that far. I mean, look at that. There's like quarried stone right here. But we are producing gravel on our eastern border, so we will have to transport it. That's how it goes. I just need a few more dump trucks, then we'll have a reliable source of gravel on this side too. I think today's stream will be a little bit shorter. I did not expect to have to deal with that much of a hectic gameplay, and I am feeling very tired. But I think we're over the worst of it. It's gonna be a slow repayment rate again. We're going to speed it up with the transport route. I do want to get that set up. We do have the vehicles for it. Well, maybe not the vehicles, but we can get the vehicles for it. Even taking out a loan for that would be nice. I'm not sure if we can make it so that we are earning some money on the western border, but we can still just turn up the export of electricity. Look at how much money that is churning around. Okay, that's a reasonable number. We're buying something else. Okay, any gravel? Not yet. I mean, it is winter. They do have to travel quite far. And we don't have any road clearing services in the area at all. You supposedly delivered gravel. Or I guess you might have delivered coal and you're now on the route to deliver gravel after you started coming back. We will have about the same amount of gravel that we will have coal, but gravel will be used up much more quickly than coal. This will give us a warning if it ever runs empty. Health went down a lot I think that's due to starvation. Average lifespan is pretty low. It's oh no. Is it the coal production? Is it affecting everyone? Coal production is now moving into this area, churning up the life expectancy. Pretty bad. In combination with the heating plant, of course. So I guess we also need that research to reduce pollution a tad more. If we can. Time to relocate some prisoners again. That looks pretty good. We need to save up about 100,000 US dollars to buy some more vehicles for the transport route, but that's we need the other buildings first. The asphalt and concrete plants and the storage needs to be filled, and the parking lot needs to be created, as well as the pumps. Not sure why Karabadak has a heating plant that stopped working. Seems to be running okay. Okay, I think it's stabilized completely. Yes, we don't have money at all times on the western border, but that's fine. We're still getting everything, we'll just have to wait a little bit longer. And the only thing critical there is meat, which could get people cranky. Coal price going up. Sure. I mean, it's going to drive the price of steel up, but it's also going to give us more money, I guess. That would be the time for the train to go fully loaded to the customs house for an export. Pretty good amount of coal. Still no vehicles to bring the remaining bricks here. I assume they're on their way back from the Svidava concrete island, which I'm calling that way because it's the name of the cluster of buildings that is going to make concrete asphalt and just have gravel on site. I'm not going to plaster concrete all over the map. Not yet, at least. The area up there is way too beautiful to do such a thing. Okay, income is really good again. As long as we're not building, we're repaying 100,000 per month. And we're getting 100,000 per month extra. So a million every year, about a little bit more than that. So if we repay a million every year, we'll need about 5 years to repay everything. He'll also go to the bus stop. I want more workers in the coal mine. I want to have 80 workers more reliably at all times. Yeah. I'm not gonna lower the amount of workers there, because I don't want to create any unemployment. I should have set up a storage in between, so the fluctuations wouldn't have caused any problems if we had more than 80 or fewer than 80 workers at times. I mean, the option is still there. There's enough room to have a storage here. But right now we're on money conservation mode. Being fiscally responsible, trying to save up as much money as we can, and repaying some of the loans before we start doing any other construction. Except on the western border, there we don't care. Got our first gravel delivery. $51 tons. Yeah, gravel consumption usually goes up pretty quickly at times. And then if the restocking takes a few weeks, that's not ideal. But I think it might be fine. It might just be the initial filling phase, which will take a while. We still have room for 3 more dump trucks to bring more gravel over. And it is slower during winter. $71,000 rubles per truck would be 210,000 rubles. Okay, not too bad. Was pretty bad at the start of the episode today, but things have stabilized quite nicely. We are importing mechanical components and steel for the remaining construction on the western border. But now we are earning a lot of money because of the coal price spike. 500,000 in 1 month, just based on coal. I assume the price went back down already. If not, then yeah, it looks like it went down already. That was a short, very large coal price spike. If you can time your export that way, if you can make movements of resources very quickly, trading could be a viable strategy, but it's also very unpredictable. I don't know. A nation based on trading, with like you're orchestrating the imports and exports whenever something comes up, sounds interesting. Could you please show me how you did your roads? What do you want to see about my roads? What's the interesting bit about the roads? It's winter, so it's hard to see. Do you want to see a settlement? Do you want to see the main highway? What do you want to see? Everything. Oh god. I don't think I have the mental capacity. The one lanes. Oh, these ones. I think those are the only single lane. No, I have some on the gas station. So for these ones I went ahead and... Originally I wanted them to be this way, but then I figured when they come here, they have to turn left and right, so when they get off the one single lane road, they have to pick a direction. That's why this comes in at a 90-degree angle. And the way I did this was like... I dragged out some spacing, and then this is basically another large road that I then turned into a single lane road and turned into one way. And then I removed these two, hooked up the connections, did the same on this side, and that's why they look the way they do. I measured the distances, so all of them had the same corners. Again, from here to here. Then a third one here, which I can't place right now. Then this third one turned into a one-way road. A single lane road. Imagine this one here. Then I removed these two. I shortened this. And I hooked it up. And I did that on all four sides. That's how these one-way roads were made to look the way they do. So they are completely symmetrical. Even though the bridge is slightly tilted. With the line spacing of like 3 parallel roads, I was able to make that look pretty nice. You're welcome. Alright, we have a truck bringing in bricks. Probably all the way from Swidava. Probably got the assignment from there. Just gotta wait. We'll have an indoor swimming pool for next winter. It'll be fine. Probably also need a waste storage or two here, or I could just ignore it and let the waste spill out a little bit. Don't think it'll affect anyone. Of course I'm gonna gather up the waste, what am I thinking? I should not be sending resources here by truck. All the way from the east. Not during winter. Anyway, we'll get those storage, the production facilities and the storage set up. There's conveyors and everything. Still missing the water, the pump. Still missing the parking lot. But after all of these three things are set up, excluding the waste storage, everything should be able to start up. Because we do have gravel on site. Some deliveries finally made it. Oh yeah, and the wire. Still need the wire. Excavator is working on it. Still will take a little bit. But yeah, it can just keep doing its thing. Construction is not working as fast right now anyway. So yeah, waiting for the loans to be repaid. Or just ignoring the loans and going for further construction. I do think we'll have to drive down the price of steel before we do anything. Either drive down the price of steel. Oh my god, the price of steel went over 3,000 again. Yeah, I can't build anything that way. I might just have to set up another lumber yard and then use my 2 researchers to get a steel mill up. Like build that iron town as a skeleton crew. And then use the research from that to get the steel mill plus something else. Maybe a pollution. Probably something else than pollution. I mean, the coal area is suffering. But the extra amount of workers has pushed the pollution into the residential zone now. It's not great. Yeah, I think today will be a short stream. I think I'll call it in about 10 to 15 minutes and then I'll send you over to another streamer so that you can watch more workers and resources if you want to. Actually, I think I'll do that now. I am having fun. I've just been awake since 40 hours. And I've been working for 9 of them, and I've been streaming for more than I've been working. I'm having a lot of fun. I'm just very tired. And I probably should go to bed or get some food or I don't know. Do something a little bit less stressful. The initial burst of stress was quite high. I think I'll continue that tomorrow when I'm awake again and I've had some sleep. So yes, I am going to take a break here. We did resolve our loan issues at the very least. We are repaying everything. We have constant coal export by train that we don't have to micromanage. We're still getting all of the coal supplied to the heating plants that we need. And maybe next time, if the price of steel allows us to, it's a big if, it's still climbing. It went up by 100 in one tick. If the price allows us, we might be able to get to the vehicle production facility. So I think that one will still have to wait for a steel mill though. So the iron mine plus the steel mill for that. Might have to take priority. Unless for some miraculous reason the coal price recovers. I don't know. But yeah. In any case, thank you very much for watching. As I said, I'll send you over to Satelier, another Workers and Resources streamer if you want. Stick around. Say hi. And if not, maybe we'll see you next time.